you can see right there, I have a short, solid jump made out of, this is going to be his first, like, solid jump. Not over pipes. I would start your horse always over pipes. And I start with X's. You know, when you make the X, not a straight jump, because those are really good training jumps. Now, I like to get him starting over jumping solid things, because they react very differently when they know it's something solid and when it's a pipe. So, not sure if he'll jump it right away because it's pretty, interesting. It's just a bunch of buckets and pipes, not pipes, a bunch of buckets and stuff I have. But I like getting them over the point where I can start jumping them over these solid barrels, just laying down barrels, because that's really nice because I can make them jump over that repeatedly. And it's a good height, it's a good exercise, it's a good length and width. So I'm going to start with these solids because if he knocks them over, A, I won't be too sad, B, he won't hurt himself too bad, and C, they're really easy to put back together. I'll show you the jump if I get him over it. So it's kind of a good start for solid jumps. Start small, build up big. You know, these are gonna break really easily and they're not gonna hurt him. So you always want to start by offering him, showing him the jump. You don't want him to be scared of it when he approaches. I like to walk him around it first, and then I'm gonna lunge him around it to help get him used to running around it, if that makes sense. On both sides of it. Now, I don't necessarily use the whip because he's very respectful and frankly a little scared of the whip. So I don't want to add more fear to the mix. I'm going to go very slow, very easy, very little pressure, just enough to keep him running. You know, nothing crazy. Easy. Oh. Just enough not to encourage him any more than that. That's fine. I didn't expect him to go over the first time. Hold. Hold. Always come. Encourage. I couldn't find my fanny pack with treats. I might have to go grab that. Always stop. Encourage. Go, you good boy. Good job. Faced it. It wasn't that scary. He's chewing. Good boy. And this is kind of where I'm going to start working him off treats a little bit because he does expect a lot of treats all the time. So I'm slowly going to start working him off them because I don't necessarily want him training on treats. Easy. Easy. That wasn't half bad. Good boy. I'm going to encourage him. So you saw how easily that the barrel just, the bucket came off. It's nothing super dangerous. Those barrels are a lot more dangerous because they will not just come off. It's a whole entire piece, while these are many little pieces. So they're a lot safer in my opinion. And they're all hollow, so they'll break. Like I said, you start off super slow, super easy, and you just slowly build up. Every day add a bit more and more. Jump. So you see, he's still knocking it over. I'm just gonna keep running him by it until he gets confident enough to not knock it over. Eventually he'll get that he has to jump it. It might take a minute. Oh, sorry. Wrong command. Now you'll notice I'm not him to jump instead of just asking, because the kiss is more of a warning that we're about to jump it. It's something I use with all my animals. All my horses when I taught them jumping. It's to help get them more confident, and it helps them prepare for that jump they're about to go over. So you see, that's the main problem I really get with him, that he rejects the jump, you could say. I don't know how to explain it. I know there's a specific word for it. My sister's popping her hand. I'm going to pick up the whip. Give him a bit more encouragement. I'm going to run him around a bit, give him some time to think. He was going for it that time. If he thinks he's ready, I'll let him go if he wants to. Don't ask what that was. I'm not sure either. Easy. He tried to jump it, but he overthink it. Thunk, thunk, think, thunk. I can't get my life together. It is a very jump that has a lot to do with his mind, because it is fairly scary looking. But it's good for them to learn to jump over things that are fairly scary looking. I'm going to give him a smaller circle. So I have a bit more control. Real tiny. Real tiny. Don't ask me why he does that. I'm not 100% sure either. I'm going to pick up my whip now, encourage him a bit more to go forward and not to stop. Sometimes they need to just kind of run into the jump to understand it's not going to kill them. That was not too bad. Sort of got it. Just on the edge. Good boy. Whoa. So it looks really messy. And just so you know, it is. He's really making a fool of himself. But like I said, I haven't really jumped him all that much. This is kind of like, you have so many gnats on you. The gnats are out there and they're attacking. It's gonna be really messy in the start. So like I said, you build up more and more every day. And you're not only building up his knowledge, but you also have to really build up his confidence. My mare was very confident. I don't really remember when I first started teaching her. I do know that it did take a minute to build up her confidence for higher jumps. But for every small little inch of a jump, you really got to build up their confidence. Because you can have a horse who can jump a meter, but then get really scared when they got to jump, a foot and a half. And you got to really build up their confidence in every inch of height, every sort of different material you're using for the jump, for the width of the jump. So you got to build up their confidence in every little aspect of that jump. And once you do, you get a horse that can jump anything, which is what I did with my mare. So it does take time. It really does. It took me 2 years straight. We probably jumped. That's all we did. We jumped. And like I said, I worked her every single day. So that's like 365, 600. So that was a gnat in my mouth. 765, 120, 130. So that's like 730, I think. I could be wrong. Don't correct my math. I'm doing it in my head real quick. yeah, 730 days that we just did jumping straight. 730 times we went over a bunch of different jumps. Probably a good 365 different jumps. I would change it up every 2 days because that's about the amount of time she needed to master the jump. So it really takes a lot of work, time, and patience, and it's gonna take a while. I mean, this is the 3rd time ever I've jumped him, 4th time maybe. So she's still just introduced to that. Easy. He's just getting introduced. Good boy. Whoa, right there. Whoa. Good boy. So you saw right there, he jumped it. Sometimes it's easier to jump them in a canter. He gets a bit confused of how to jump in a trot, I've noticed. But that wasn't half bad. If I have to spend some time building his confidence in the canter, and then maybe we can move on from the trot. But as you can see, in the end, he went over it. I'm very proud. And you can also see the jump. Very tall. No. It's just some random buckets, all different colors, all kind of broken and hollow because I've used them all for jumping before. It's nothing crazy, but as you can see, that little height, just having to pick up his legs like that, took a lot out of him. So that's basically a bit of a lesson in jumping, I guess you can say. As far as his barn sourness goes, I'll work on that too. But sometimes, you know, you can work on something like a specific subject on your horse straight, but I find it's better to come and go to different things, as they can sometimes get a bit frustrated on it, especially when you're doing the same thing all the time. And I think that may have been a big reason why he started getting barn sour in those 3 days, because we were just doing trails after trail. We've just been doing the same trail, and maybe that got him bored and ready to go home. But I find that he enjoys it when I exercise his little brain, even though it's fairly quite little. But yeah, he did pretty good today. We had a lot of windy days recently, like some very windy days, like worse than when we have hurricanes come through here. No, not worse, but you get what I mean. It's pretty windy. And I noticed that on these windier days, he's always a bit spooky after. So I'm pretty happy with how he was, saying that we had like 2 days of wind and then a really bad storm, and we all thought we were gonna die. So I was really proud of him, because normally for the next few days he acts a little irrational and silly and really spooked out. And he has been a bit flinchy today, but it's a lot better than how he normally is. For whatever reason, when it's stormy, he just gets really really scared and